Heroes welcome for the Apex Predator.
Wrestling legend calls for dream match between Randy Orton and vicious WWE star. Both have that great killer instinct. Hall of Fame wrestling journalist and Sportskeeda senior editor Bill Apter recently spoke about a dream match for Randy Orton. The veteran wrestler is one of the biggest stars in WWE. The Apex Predator is a 14-time world champion in the company. However, Orton has been away from WWE TV for a while now. His last match was on the October 25th edition of SmackDown, where he teamed up with Cody Rhodes against Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. This week on Smack Talk, Bill Apter suggested Jacob Fatu could have dream matches with several WWE stars. Randy Orton was one of the standout opponents he mentioned could have a stellar match against the Samoan Werewolf. The veteran journalist emphasized that both Fatu and Orton shared incredible intensity, making their potential showdown a must-see. High-stakes affair for the fans. Jacob Fatu and Randy Orton is a compelling match that I would love to see. They both have that great killer instinct. From 5:15 onwards, Randy is an in-ring veteran and brings a vast amount of experience to his matches. The star had memorable feuds with legends including Triple H, Mick Foley, The Undertaker, John Cena, Edge, and many more. It would be interesting to see how the Apex Predator would fare against an unpredictable, aggressive opponent like Jacob Fatu. Every 30th entrant in the Royal Rumble from the 2000s ranked. It doesn't take much to explain why the number 30 spot gives a wrestler such a huge advantage to win the Royal Rumble match, which is why fans await the number 30 entrant with such excitement. During the 2000s, a couple of wrestlers won the Royal Rumble match from the number 30 spot, and they have gone down in history ever since. Other number 30 entrants came close to winning but weren't as lucky. While a select few have gone completely under the radar during the Invasion angle, Booker T was able to carry over his WCW success into WWE, as he was one of the top names on the Alliance side of things. After the Invasion came to an end, the company still had big plans for Booker T, as he feuded with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the two had some hilarious segments together. In his first Royal Rumble appearance, Booker T was the final man to enter, but surprisingly, he only lasted for less than a minute. Booker was able to eliminate RVD before being eliminated in an uncanny yet creative way by Steve Austin with the Stone Cold Stunner. When the McMahon-Helmsley regime took over WWE, D-Generation X were the only beneficiaries of this change of power. X-Pac was given a huge advantage as he was given the rights to enter number 30, which also helped him avoid his rival Kane as much as possible. X-Pac made it to the final for alongside Kane, Big Show, and The Rock, and he was able to eliminate Kane with a spinning heel kick. Afterwards, X-Pac was tossed out by The Rock, but the refs failed to notice the elimination, which gave X-Pac a second chance in the match. But it was all for nothing as he was quickly eliminated by Big Show, despite the underwhelming factor of Rikishi's heel turn in late 2000. He was still featured in more prominent positions on the card, such as the Armageddon 2000 main event and the final entrant in the stacked 2001 Royal Rumble match. Rikishi was able to eliminate The Undertaker as he made it to the final five. The Rock vs. Rikishi rivalry was reignited during the match, with Rock striking Rikishi with a low blow before eliminating him. During the 1990s, Ric Flair had a tremendous record in Royal Rumble matches, winning the match in his first ever appearance in 1992 from the number 3 spot, and then having a solid showing as the number 1 entrant in 1993. After 12 years, Flair entered the Royal Rumble match once again in 2005, but he failed to have as much impact as he did in his first 2 Rumble appearances. Ric Flair earned the number 30 spot from a random lottery, where Eddie Guerrero hilariously drew number 1 and tried to exchange his spot with Rick. Throughout his career, Big Show has always been an X-factor in Royal Rumble matches because of his experience and large stature. In the 2009 Royal Rumble match, Big Show entered at number 30 and had the most eliminations in the entire match. Big Show threw out the likes of Jim Duggan, R-Truth, CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, Mike Knox, and The Undertaker, the latter of which he had a huge confrontation with in the middle of the ring. While battling with The Undertaker on the ring apron, Big Show was suddenly eliminated by Randy Orton with an RKO onto the ropes. That Goldberg's first Royal Rumble appearance was unsurprisingly a chaotic one, as he went on a rampage of eliminations where he threw out the likes of Charlie Haas, Nunzio, and Billy Gunn. In the midst of the Goldberg frenzy, Brock Lesnar showed up and hit Goldberg with an F5. We had a confrontation with earlier in the show. Throughout his career, Big Show has always been an X factor in Royal Rumble matches because of his experience and large stature. In the 2009 Royal Rumble match, Big Show entered at number 30 and had the most eliminations in the entire match. Big Show threw out the likes of Jim Duggan, R-Truth, CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, Mike Knox, and The Undertaker, the latter of which he had a huge confrontation with in the middle of the ring. While battling with The Undertaker on the ring apron, Big Show was suddenly eliminated by Randy Orton with an RKO onto the ropes. That Goldberg's first Royal Rumble appearance was unsurprisingly a chaotic one, as he went on a rampage of eliminations where he threw out the likes of Charlie Haas, Nunzio, and Billy Gunn. In the midst of the Goldberg frenzy, Brock Lesnar showed up and hit Goldberg with an F5, who he had a confrontation with earlier in the show. As Goldberg got taken out by Lesnar, eliminating him became a much easier task. This was the beginning of the Lesnar versus Goldberg feud that was headed towards WrestleMania 20, and Goldberg was able to retaliate by costing Lesnar the WWE title at No Way Out 2004 against Eddie Guerrero. After his feud with The Undertaker, Randy Orton was established as the top heel on SmackDown, which made him a viable candidate to win the 2006 Royal Rumble match. Orton, Triple H, and Rey Mysterio were the biggest names in the match, and they all made it to the final three. Before the final three, Randy Orton eliminated Orlando Jordan and Chris Benoit, and in the ultimate underdog story, Rey Mysterio eliminated both Triple H and Randy Orton to win the Royal Rumble match. In the build-up to WrestleMania 22, Randy Orton was able to insert himself in the World Heavyweight title match, as it became a triple threat between Orton, Mysterio, and champion Kurt Angle. After the Big Show took The Undertaker out of action in October 2002, The Undertaker made his return in the 2003 Royal Rumble match, where he entered as the final entrant and had a pretty dominant performance, as he eliminated the likes of Maven, Kane, John Cena, and Batista. Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker made it to the final 2 months after their intense rivalry for the WWE Championship. This time, both were babyfaces, which wasn't the case during their feud. Brock Lesnar ended up eliminating The Undertaker, as he managed to win the Royal Rumble match in his first Royal Rumble appearance, despite being the most favorable entry number in the Royal Rumble match. It took 18 years for a wrestler to win the Royal Rumble as the number 30 entrant, and The Undertaker was the first to ever do it in 2007. The Undertaker made an instant impact in the match, as he single-handedly eliminated the Great Khali. The final 2 of Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker was one of the best endings to a Royal Rumble match in history, as both men battled it out for minutes and anticipation grew as each man came close to winning it all after injuring his pectoral muscle in October 2007. Many expected John Cena to be out of action for 6 months to a year, which not only ruled him out for the Royal Rumble, but it also meant that he wouldn't be able to compete at WrestleMania 24. Against all odds, John Cena made his return in the Royal Rumble as the final entrant, and the Madison Square Garden crowd completely lost their minds. Cena typically received mixed reactions during this time, but the MSG crowd couldn't help but go into a frenzy as John Cena was maybe the person they least expected to enter this match. I need it, I deserve it. Top female WWE star wants revenge on Randy Orton, and another major name for attacking her in 2019, Nia Jax entered the men's Royal Rumble match and was attacked by Randy Orton and 2 other stars. She revealed in a recent interview that she'd love to get back at them, the irresistible force